Hello there, my name is Becca, and I'm the instructor for Blue Tent's traditional non-honors biology course. Even if you are not an aspiring math or science major, biology is still one of the most important classes that you will ever take, because it teaches you about the world around you and how you relate to other living beings. In addition, the science of biology also teaches us how we relate to our environment and how that relationship can be improved simply by observation and a little bit of effort. Now, while my class is not as time-consuming as honors biology, I am confident that my students will leave this class feeling very knowledgeable and encouraged, with a better appreciation of just how little we are in the scheme of things and how vast the world is with diverse species and unique ecosystems. In this course, we will mostly follow a set weekly pattern for learning and for our homework. So Monday through Wednesday, we will be reading the textbook and doing study questions. The middle of the week, on Wednesday, you will have an optional live meeting where I will be fleshing out the week's material and also answering any questions that you may have. And then Thursday through Friday or Saturday will consist of working on either a laboratory project or taking a unit test. Please note that my tests will be open book because my goal for students in this class is not memorization, but instead understanding of the general concepts. The test will be 1 hour long and will consist of thought questions that allow students to utilize the textbook's facts and then draw conclusions from them in their own words. I say Friday or Saturday because our assignments will be due on Saturday, but you will have the option to finish them on Friday if you'd rather take Saturday off. We'll only have one assignment between Thursday and the end of the week, so it's your choice how long you decide to take on that assignment. They'll generally be 1 hour to 2 hours long. All right, with that said, let's take a look at some of the resources that we'll be using in this class. So the first resource I'd like to show you is the Moodle webpage. All Blue Tent online courses teach using Moodle. However, every class will look a little bit different because every class has different needs and the teachers have different personalities. So what I'm showing you is my page from the view of a student. So this shows you everything that you would if you were logged on as a student currently in my biology class. There are 2 parts, actually 3 parts to the Moodle page. And the first is the biology pen right here, the top of the biology page. And underneath that, in this first box, are anything that is bookmarked. Bookmarked or pinned to the top of the page. This follows you from week to week or to the general page where you can scroll up and down and see your different weeks, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But these pieces are very important and they're great to have with you no matter where you are in the course. They're announcements if I ever post a new announcement. There are answer keys. There's the coffee house, which is a general forum for students to be able to talk with each other about life, about class, about questions, about assignments, things like that if they ever want to discuss questions. It's not graded, but it's open if they'd like to talk. The tips for success are also something that I created to host all of the most important pieces of information that you will need to go back to frequently, such as how do you create MLA formatted papers, or how do you submit assignments on Moodle, or how is the best format of messaging your teacher or fellow students. Things like that that are etiquette or rules or guidelines, those are all in your tips for success folder. Also, we have the syllabus and class schedules, required resources that you will also be receiving at the beginning of the course, but we also have lab resources, things like if you need to print extra graph paper for an assignment, then we'll have that file linked there so that you can go there and print out your graphing paper so you don't have to go Googling everything everywhere for the assignments. We try to provide everything that you need for the assignments except for grocery store items. The next thing that you'll find, so that's the first area. The second area is on the right, also bookmarked and tabbed, is you'll see these small boxes that are in different orders at different times, and they may also say different things at different times. But in biology class, we will frequently have a chapter terms box, and that shows you terms for the week and for the chapters that you're studying at that time. As you refresh the page, it will show a different definition, and they are definitions that I have picked and written out for you that are, I think, the most interesting or the most unique definitions that are good to know out of your chapter for that week. The next thing you'll find is always your My Grades page. You can click this link right here, this red link. All Moodle links are in red, so you can click on anything red and it will be a link. Click on the My Grades to find your grade page, as well as any comments that I may have given you on an assignment. Next, you may have things like Zoom meetings. We do use the app Zoom or the website Zoom. If you don't have an iPad or a tablet of any sort, it doesn't have to be in app form. We do use the website as well. That's how I use it. And Zoom is a way of conferencing, so it is how we perform our live meetings. We use Zoom, and I have used it frequently this year and find it very effective. And most of the teachers use Zoom for their meetings as well. It's very helpful. You can share your screen, and you can, if you have a tablet, you can also write, which is how I will be conducting my classes. It gives me a lot of freedom for that. So we will occasionally have Zoom meetings. They will be normally on Wednesday evenings. So the third part of the class is the actual week and the actual material for that week. So before we go to a single week, let's go to the general biology website, and notice we still have our tabbed items up at the top and on the right side, but we also have our week boxes. So we're starting in August when class begins, and then we're going to scroll down all the way. There are even boxes for breaks to show you when our break weeks are. But we're going to go down to this week, which is currently echinoderms and arthropods. It's a very fascinating week. I love starfish. So we are talking about those, and notice every week in the beginning of the box we will have a Monday morning memo, and that is extra information or an introduction to the chapters. Also just a check-in with your teacher, just to kind of say, hello, it's Monday, let's get started, here's all the material we're doing for this week. This is in addition to the weekly meeting that we will have that's live. So if I have any notes, they will be there as well, and any explanation of how to do the assignments, that will be there as well. At the bottom, you will find all of your, in red again, so these are links to your different assignments or different resources I'd like you to have. Something else that will be mentioned in here, and that it will be new for this coming fall, is the addition of our online resources for our new textbook. And with that, I'd like to show you what the new textbook will be. So Inspire Biology is our new textbook. It is a fabulous textbook that's for 2020 by McGraw-Hill. It is new, it is beautiful, and I wanted to show you a few images from it so you can see just how beautiful and well organized it is. This shows you some different examples from the different units and modules. If you'll notice, there are videos, there are diagrams, there are beautiful, huge pictures, and it's not super wordy. Something that I've always gotten frustrated with in textbooks is just words, words, words. And sometimes you don't need words. Sometimes we are visual learners. Sometimes we are auditory learners, in which case the live meeting will help you, but we are trying to offer you as many different ways of learning as possible because we know that we're not all the same. So I wanted to show you what our online resources will look like, and these are going to be automatically brought into your classroom. These are just a part of the class when you register. And those will look like this when you're logged into the biology. It won't look exactly like this, but this is an example of some of the assignments you may see. There will be a few per week max. This is a lot. This is just to show you some examples. There may be tests on here, or there may be lessons. There may be infographics or files or videos. Nothing will be very long. They will all be small and be in support of the textbook and our weekly meeting. So if we want to look at organisms and their relationships, let's take a look at that assignment. So I have pulled it up here, and notice it's a huge infographic. It is beautiful, it has definitions, and it has diagrams and beautiful pictures and discussions, but it's not too wordy. There are a lot of things going on, but there are many different senses for you to be able to appreciate this information. So that's page 1. There may be some thought questions on page 2. And then So what I know and what I want to know. Those aren't very hard questions, but they are leading questions to get you to think about the material. And then on the final one, there are going to be definitions. And those are things to look out for in your textbook. So this is how it ties into your textbook. So these are very helpful resources. They are in support. They're not going to be all of the class by any means, but by utilizing online resources, textbook resources, and one-on-one with teacher resources, all of these things are going to go towards helping your student have a well-rounded, fabulous education in biology.